Welcome to the Transparent FX Academy. I'm Nick and I'm a top order trading view with over 190k reputation points. In this video, I'll speak about USDCAD. And as usual, to keep the video as educational as possible, first I'll cover the technical aspect for this market. Then we will be moving to the order flow by looking at the commitment of traders, which is what the big players in the market are doing and how they're moving and shifting their orders, which you see right here. And by the end of the video, by using the combination of these two different types of analysis, we will try to understand where we have the highest probabilities for the next potential move here for this pair. So this is definitely a video you do not want to miss. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. Starting here from the monthly time frame, what we can see is that at the moment we have a market which is testing a quite strong monthly demand and support zone. From here, all these previous rejections to the downside were created. Every time the market tested its zone, it rejected it to the downside. Now the market has broken out to the upside. So all this previous historical resistance is now turned here demand and support. What we can also notice is that we just had a strong impulse followed by a correction. Now, after an impulse, if you want to measure the correction, you have to take your Fibonacci from the low to the high of the impulse leg. And what we can see is that we have the 0.618 and 0.786 Fibonacci retracements lining up exactly at this area. Now, this creates confluence of demand and support exactly inside of the area, inside of which there is good probability of seeing new institutional buying. And we will be speaking about institutional positioning in just a few moments when we move to the commitment of traders analysis. But for now, let's keep all of this in mind and drop down on the weekly time frame. Now, from a weekly perspective, what we can notice is that the market is at the moment testing exactly the previous low. So there is a possibility for a double bottom to be created at this area. We can also notice that this move to the downside started very aggressively. Clearly, sellers were in control. Then the move started to show some deceleration with multiple candles of smaller sizes. And now every time the market is dropping lower, it seems like new buyers are entering the market. So it seems like we are starting to see an accumulation phase starting to be printed out at that confluence of demand and support that we have just identified on the monthly time frame. So let's keep also this in mind and drop down on the daily time frame. From a daily perspective, what we can notice is that all this move to the downside, it created a massive overextended M pattern. Now, in general, after the creation of an overextended M pattern, usually the market follows with a correction, precisely a correction at least to the 0.32 of the Fibonacci taken on the impulse leg in my experience. So this would give an upside target of around this area, which in my opinion has a good probability of being hit. Let me show you an example. For example, here we have the opposite, which is an overextended W formation. After that, the market corrected more than the 0.32. The 0.32 is just the first upside target. So in a situation like this, there is the possibility of seeing more a push to the upside and a deeper correction, especially if we are seeing some institutional buying inside of the zone. Speaking about institutional buying, if we move to the commitment of traders and we check what institutions are doing on the CAD, the first thing that we have to keep in mind is that if we are looking at the CAD, we're actually already looking at CAD USD because all currencies on the spot are traded against the USD. But since we want informations on USD CAD, we simply have to reverse everything. So if institutions here show that have net positions being decreased from minus 67K to minus 103K with 21,000 shorts added on the CAD and 600 longs getting closed, this means that as institutions are aggressively shorting the CAD, they are actually longing USD CAD because all currencies on the spot are traded against the USD. So institutions are currently longing USD CAD. So let's keep that in mind and move back to the chart. And by the way, if you still haven't, make sure that you join my free Telegram channel, which you find linked in the description so you never miss new updates. Now back to the analysis. So in a situation like this, we're at this area of strong monthly confluence of demand and support with a situation in which already institutions are longing USD-CAD, there is the possibility of seeing more longing of USD-CAD, and that would further increase the probabilities inside of this area of seeing a reversal to the upside and that deeper correction that already the overextended M pattern was suggesting. So in a situation like this, what would I expect? Well, as usual, and as my students know very well, trading is reactive and not predictive. The monthly, weekly, and daily timeframes combined with the COT data, those are the best timeframes when it comes to the directional aspect of the market. However, when it comes to identifying early shifts in the trend of a market, the best timeframes for that are the intraday timeframes, so 4 hour and lower. Therefore, what I would expect is that if this market would shift from an intraday bearish to a bullish market, I wouldn't be surprised to see a potential rejection to the upside for the market to retrace at least to the 0.32 of the Fibonacci taken on the impulse leg. That definitely wouldn't surprise me. All this free education and analysis that you see me share on YouTube is actually just the tip of the iceberg. If you want to learn more, I really suggest that you head over to the website linked in description and you will be brought to my website here. I really put together the best trading program on the planet. You can gain access to all my courses from the really basics of charting to the more advanced topics like building portfolios of automated strategies using the MQL programming languages, building portfolios of strategies, and much, much more. You have the possibility to gain access to the trading station software with the Telegram notification integrations, one-on-one mentoring directly with me, the COT data software, which often you see me use in my free analysis. And this is our all-in-one program. So you gain access to everything immediately. You gain access to all my EAs. So essentially you have access to my strategies, which you can then personalize to your own preferences. You gain access to the trading show. And here you basically can see the presentation of each and every one of my EAs. So each and every one of my strategies, which you will have access to. You gain access to the trading show, which is essentially a live stream of all trades as they're happening on my account. So opened, closed, managed, everything in real time. And if you continue to scroll down past the testimonials, you will see that you have the possibility to join and gain automatically access with the email and password that you will create during the sign up process. So I really suggest that you go and check it out. The link is in the description and I will see you in it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to click on the like button. Also, let me know in the comments below any new pairs that you would like me to cover in my next videos. Also, any questions you have, leave them in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss new updates, and I will see you in my next video.